Yesterday, I did a video on over-penetration and how I think it is a myth and it's something that people just worry about way too much because they just don't understand the actual chances of something like that happening. Now, in that video, I mentioned that I use Underwood ammo, an ammo that is often accused of over-penetrating, as if there is such a thing. Well, a lot of people were asking me in the comment section of that video, why do I use this ammo? And I thought I actually kind of covered that in the video, but I guess maybe I wasn't succinct enough because a lot of people keep asking that. And since there are no stupid questions, there's just stupid people that keep asking the questions, I thought I'd go ahead and answer why I choose Underwood ammo in this video today. Mainly because I'm tired of trying to type out the response to everybody because it seems like no one can just read the comment section and see what I say to everybody else that answers that question. So I keep having to retype it, and I'm tired of that, so I'm just going to make a video. First off, let's say, why do I choose this ammo over hollow points? Well, it's because of penetration. Like I said in my first video, these penetrate better. Hollow points are great rounds, but they have to be able to do two things to be effective. They have to be able to penetrate and expand to make them worthwhile. And one thing hollow points just aren't great at, period, is penetrating hard barriers. They tend to either fragment or they crumple. That front end of a hollow point ammo often acts like a crumple zone when it hits something really hard. So they don't penetrate too well if they hit anything that, like I say, that's a hard barrier. And when I say hard barriers, I don't just mean like if you're inside your car during a riot situation and you have to shoot through your windshield for your own protection, or you have to shoot through a trash can that a bad guy's hiding behind. There's another type of hard barrier, and that is bones. When hollow points hit bones, they don't do so well. They don't penetrate, they don't expand, so therefore they're kind of useless. They don't do what they're supposed to do. And I think that in my daily life, if someone ever becomes a threat to me, in the unlikely event they try to harm me, I'm willing to bet that person will probably have bones. So I choose the Underwood ammo because it will do better against people that have bones than most hollow point ammos if you happen to strike a bone. And there's another reason why I choose these over hollow points, and that is because of barrel length. Often hollow points won't expand if you shoot them from too short of a barrel into solid material like people. And I often carry barrels that are only 2.5 inches, 3 inches long. They're not the minimum 4 inches to 6 inches that most ammos are tested with. So I choose the Underwood over a hollow point because it will perform more optimally out of a shorter barrel than hollow points do. And also, these won't be affected by clothing like a hollow point often can be. We all know hollow points are often affected by clothing. They're basically turned into full metal jacket bullets. And why pay the extra money for a hollow point if it's going to behave like a full metal jacket if you shoot somebody wearing clothes? And once again, I think if someone ever attacks me in public or even in my own home, they're probably going to be wearing clothes. At least I hope they are, because I don't really want to fight with a naked assailant, so I'm hoping whoever attacks me is actually wearing clothes. All that considered, some people will then say, well, why not just choose ball ammo? Ball ammo is cheaper and will penetrate better through hard barriers, through bones, through clothing, etc., just like the Underwood ammo. Well, the reason for that is penetration is not my only concern. There's other things that I take into consideration when choosing my ammo, and we'll go over a couple of those things right now. The first thing is weight. The Underwood ammos are often lighter than the hollow points, but get similar performance. For example, their 90 grain 9mm ammunition performs like 125, 135 grain ammunition from other manufacturers. It gets similar results. But thanks to Newton's third law, if you have a lighter bullet, it takes less energy to push it, therefore there's less recoil. So you get a little less recoil than if you're shooting the heavier bullets, but you're getting similar performance. In fact, when was the last time you saw a 90 grain 9mm shoot through level 2 ballistic armor in anything other than an Underwood ammo? So it has some great performance that ball ammo can't equal. Now you might ask yourself, how does it get greater penetration with a lighter bullet? That just doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense because it's all about the design of the bullets. The bullet design causes these rounds to travel truer. They travel straighter than regular ball ammo, especially once they hit a solid substance. Once ball ammo hits flesh or a solid object, the shape of the bullet, with the weight mostly being behind it, causes the bullet to spin or rotate or turn off center. So you don't get your maximum power going straight forward, and you don't get a straight trajectory. You really don't get as good a wound cavity as you could get. So therefore, these bullets do better simply because of their shape and the fact that they travel straighter. And the fact that they travel straighter brings me to the other reason why I like these over ball ammo, is that they do travel straighter. So therefore they have greater accuracy after going through a windshield, after hitting a body, etc. They tend to still travel in a straight path. If you look at the videos like from Military Arms Channel where these bullets are actually tested and you pay attention to the trajectories in the gel, these bullets go very straight in gel. Even after penetrating wood or metal, anything like that, they actually travel very straight. If you look at a lot of other ammos, after they hit the gel, they curl, they curve. And some of them, if you pay real close attention, after they exit the hard object, they actually hit the gel a little bit off. They're actually, a degree or 2 or 3 or 4 off from their path when they hit the gel. Now, this is very important because if someone is standing behind glass in a mall or the other side of a windshield of a car or a car door, etc., if a bullet deflects a degree or 2 after entering and exiting that solid material, well, if that person is like 2 feet away from the object you're shooting through, that bullet might not strike them at all. It's not flying straight and true after it enters that solid object. I saw that myself a lot back when I used to test through car windshields in an old junkyard. You'd set a target in the front seat, stand on the hood with a 9mm and fire at the target and not come anywhere near hitting it on the inside of the car because the bullets deflected after going through the auto glass. They would often miss the target by 2 or 3 feet after only moving 3 feet from the windshield. And if you ask me, actually hitting the bad guy is a very important thing that a bullet has to do. So if it doesn't do that the best it can after going through a piece of glass or a car door, or even after going through bone, it's probably not the best bullet. So when you look at the Underwood compared to hollow points, it just penetrates better. It isn't defeated as easily. When you look at it against ball ammo, it's just a much truer round. It penetrates better with a lighter bullet. There's just a lot of pluses to this ammo and no real negatives other than things people choose to worry about that really aren't a factor. And there's also good evidence that these bullets actually leave better wound channels. Now, a lot of people dispute that, but I've seen a lot of evidence that it's true. I've seen some people show some evidence where they kind of suggest that it's not true. And the science is kind of out on it, so I don't make a big deal about it. But, people love to talk about the new modern designs of bullets until it's something that they don't agree with, then they like to poo-poo anything new. But from what I've seen, the new bullets do leave better wound channels. But like I said, science is still out on that, so I don't let that really factor into my decision too much. But even if we don't take that into consideration, just looking at the things I've already talked about, I have no reason to think that these bullets are anything other than a modern marvel. And they give me everything I want in a handgun ammunition and none of the stuff I don't want. And that is why I choose them. And for all those people out there that think they might be a gimmick, I have to strongly disagree. I don't think they're a gimmick at all. In fact, I think they are great. And that is why I choose to carry them myself.